that which is practiced in the mainland and that which is practiced here. I've never heard the word huna until I read the book by Matt Spridham Long. It was always kahuna to me, a different version, practiced by different people. So we look upon our kahunas a little bit differently, not necessarily as a person who is separate from us. There's a lot of warmth that we look upon this special person. Morrnah is like a mother to many of us who work with her. There are many that can actually give you testimonials about what Morrnah has done. The magic is the results, not the miracle that people look for, this flash, bang, booga booga things. The miracle really is the result. And as this Morrnah case I mentioned before, Peter Cady, who had established the Finhon Garden, has moved to Maui and will establish one there, where they work with the devas, the light beings, the elementals. Morrnah does this and has been doing this ever since she was 4 years old, to work with light beings and to work in harmony with the forces of nature. Morrnah is our kahuna. Auntie Morrnah.
Thank you. Since our speaker wasn't able to make it today, I thought perhaps it was appropriate for us to know about problem solving. But before I do go into it, I would like to explain a little bit about the herbs that this lady was going to show anyway. And then it would show that from the movement, from the herbs to that which you can create in your own mind is quite a step. So however, the herbs that she was going to bring, evidently she was not able to get the herbs or whatever it was. I wasn't able to communicate with her. So anyway, perhaps this is a time for all of us to do problem solving. Now before we go into it, in talking about kahuna, as they say, the keeper of the secret, it really isn't the keeping of the secret, it's just the idea of the wisdom. It was the wisdom. Now, when we say wisdom, it's a lot more than knowledge. It's the ability to handle whatever knowledge that was given you. Now, so many of us have gone into mind expansions and many other courses, but we find, are we absolutely capable of handling this dynamite that is given to us? So the kahunas were these great people who had the ability to see into your future, to be able to analyze the person and know once they have given or chosen the student, as it was brought out today, then that person will for the whole life be dedicated to his specific work. Now there are many, as it was brought by many of the other speakers, the types of kahunas that there are. But some of those that I will name them, I might add that I have had experience with probably every form of sorcery that has ever been as a victim. And so, you know, having been a victim, you have to have a sort of solution. But my solution has always come from the divine source. So as you are taught today, as I taught to you, you will find you too will have the key. And just that at the present time, you don't have the key to open your own doors. And many of the subjects that were covered by our speakers before were subjects that I will cover in my work on Ho'oponopono or problem solving. It is so tremendous that it's far-reaching beyond what you expect. And I would also cite some of the cases that we have worked on to make you realize it runs the gamut from the householder, individual, to the field of psychiatry. So with the kahunas, we have that the kahuna is a specialist in one or more fields. We have the white healers, the scientists, who is the good. The black kahuna is a sorcerer, or one who does malevolent work. We have the kahuna a'o, or teacher or minister. Kahuna puli, who is the pastor or preacher. Kahuna Nui is the high priest, which we don't have today, but there are several who are living today are living in that category as high priest in their own rights. Kahuna Po'o is the high priest in another category, and in the old days we had the Kahuna Ki'i, who was one that carried the image before the king, ahead of the king. Kahuna Ha'i'olelo is a preacher. Kahuna Kalai is a carver or sculptor. Now all these people are specialists in their own field, and they have special rituals or conditioning or discipline. Now kahuna Kalai Va'a is a canoe carver. Now, it does take a lot of work to get to that point of being a carver, especially. Kahuna Kilo Kilo is a psychic who reads omens in the sky. It's not the kind of psychic we normally meet or know of today. Kahuna Lapa'au is a medical doctor. Kahuna Kilo Lima is a palmist. Kahuna Lani, Kilo Lani is the astronomer. Now, a lot of people feel that we do not know about the heavens. Well, we really do. Because when we think that the moment we have drawn our first breath, the image of the planets are already impressed upon that person's mind. Kahuna Moana is the oceanographer. Kahuna Palikegi is a midwife or obstetrician. Kahuna Pa'au is a pediatrician. And a Kahuna Haha is the diagnostician. Now, the Kahuna Ana Ana was the sorcerer. Now, this is what they call the death sorcerer. I have been a victim of that, and I come up alive. Kahuna Ho'opio Pio is a sorcerer who does gestures. And that means when a kahuna makes certain gestures, and if you are aware enough, you mimic him. And then it goes back to him immediately and kills him instantly. So I have seen this in my times. Kahuna Hanaloha is a practitioner of love potions. Kahuna Poi'uhani is a spiritualist who catches spirits. I will cover some of these through my own experiences, because I'm not citing those that are written in history, but only my own experiences with these. Kahuna Ho'omanamana is a spiritualist or medium. Kahuna Ho'ulu'ai is the agriculturist,